Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of the Australian Real Estate Weekly news highlight. I'm Peter. I'm so happy to see the Australian, especially Sydney property market is booming at the moment. Today, one of the girls in my office tell me that she was trying to do some research for me online for the news article we're going to talk about this week. And it doesn't matter where she click, close the eyes and start clicking. All the news come up saying, that auction is going crazy, things are selling fast. So looks like it's gonna be a very good year for property, and I really want to congratulate to all the owners in the market. For those first home buyers who still hasn't got in yet, there's plenty of first home buyer has already got in the market. But for those ones who hasn't done it yet, please make sure you jump in now because this is just the best time. Low interest rate, a lot of stimulus. On the 31st of March, the home builder grant will get canceled. So please making sure that if you are interested in property, this is a good timing to get into the market. Before I get started, usual, if you like our video, please make sure to subscribe, comment, and forward to your friends to share it. And also, if you want to check us out, making sure to check out Plus Agency's website at plusagency.com.au. All right, let's get into it. First one is the Sydney boom. This is not a news, but obviously you're gonna need more story to back it up. So the house on the converted block sells for nearly 4,832,000 over the reserve. So you can see the auctioneer are passionate, the agents are passionate, and buyers are even more passionate about this year. A house was built in about 1940s. It's really old. Crappy places in Waterview Road in Putney was $832,000 over the reserve, which is about been sold for roughly about $4 million. With only a start bid starting from 2.5 million, it just keep going to 3.982 million. It's just crazy. There were 30 groups registered for the bid. Then I think this house has achieved the second most expensive house that was sold in that district. And you can see the buyers are very, very second most expensive house on a single level that was sold in that district. And you can see the market is just flooded with people. If you go over the weekend and start driving, you'll see a whole bunch of people lining up on a particular place. This would be one of them. And there will be many, many others that's actually having the same thing as well. It looks like over the weekend, the two places most crowded is the shopping center and the house for auction side. Yeah, and I think this will last for a while. Let's just see what will happen in about 4 to 8 weeks. All right. Next one, property boom. 30 years price explosive created Sydney wealth we didn't have in the 80s and the 90s. So Sydney people are getting rich. The property prices push a lot of family, to the next level of wealth. Even after COVID, a lot of people think, oh, it's almost the end of the world. It was very bad. It's terrible. No one's making money. But on the contrary, the house market started booming. A lot of money flowed into Australia, especially Sydney. After 30 years of increment on the market, people are creating unbelievable wealth which they haven't thought they're gonna get during their generation. About Sydney's median prices based on sale of units, house and townhouses was only about 180,000 in the year of 1990, and now it was 870 at the end of 2020. And we all know that the first quarter of 2021 is the absolutely crazy boom for the houses. So I think that figure will go up even further. The rise represent a growth of 384% on average annual growth for about 5.4%. But that includes the market downturn, that includes market upturn. A lot of media bank are expecting double-digit growth this year, and it looks like we're definitely heading that way, even though it's just first quarter of the year. All right. Next one is about buyers. The media are trying to get very creative angles on different type of things that representing how hot the market is. Before we see a lot of shots like this where people lining up, and now because it's too many similar photos, now we start getting a little bit creative. So this is a open for inspection and you can see how many people actually are looking at the property from a number of shoots during a raining day. This is just absolutely amazing to see. It's like the house doesn't cost people money. They're just flooding in to buy them. And it's not something that's cheap. We're talking about 500,000. We're not talking about a million. We're talking about a property that price guide about 3 million, 4 million in Sydney, and it still attracts amazing amount of people just to come in and have a look. This particular place is in Golden, in the old brick style, very nice landscaping. It's not a luxury place, but it's reasonable. And then the property was sold at Hammer for 4.35 million for a family from East Killara. So you can see this is how hot the market is at the moment. All right, next one. We always talk about houses, townhouses, and always said after house boom, after townhouse boom, it's going to be the apartment booming market. And now looks like what I'm saying has become true again. So apartments are the fastest sellers on Sydney's northern beaches. You can see that, uh, after houses become very, very expensive in northern beaches, or in lower North Shore, upper North Shore, not everyone can afford $3-4 million. Not even less people can afford 10-20 million dollars. But apartments at an early million, sort of to high ones and all that, are still very popular, and that is why a lot of these apartments are starting getting sold onto the market. This particular one is in Manlyville, and it was sold at auction for $732,000 after just 17 days on the market. And there are less days to take for the apartment to be sold. In Queenscliff and Collaroy, it takes just 23 days to sell apartment, followed mainly by 24 days, Freshwater 25 days, and Dee Why 26 days. Where in general, in the normal market, apartment could take up to about 45 days to about 90 days to sell. It looks like we are going into the apartment market almost officially now. If northern beaches like that, I think this trend gets spread out to the eastern suburb, to the North Shore, and to the CBD very soon. All right, let's have a look at North Shore. We just talked about North Shore, and let's have a look at North Shore. University sells multiple mansion after almost 30 years for $6.6 million. So not only people owns, the individuals own the houses, a lot of institution, a lot of business owns assets as well. And now with the booming market, even schools decided to sell their assets to cash out in this booming market. So this property has been the official Vice Chancellor's residence for the Australian Catholic University since it was bought in 1992 for only $885,000, and now it recently has been sold for $6.6 million. Looks like the school are making good money out of just real estate alone, apart from tuition fees now. We're probably gonna see more and more institutions and business start to take advantage of this absolutely crazily booming market. All right, next one. So we talk about the northern beaches. We talk about the North Shore. We talk about a lot of price booming. Now let's have a look at the Western Sydney. So in general, Western Sydney are always cheaper compared to the lower North Shore, upper North Shore, or the eastern suburb, or the CBD area. But Western Sydney has seen its growth over the years. And now, at the end of now, there are 53 suburbs in the West Sydney now has achieved $1 million prices or above, where back in the days, there are only two that was actually nearly a million or above million in the year of 1990. I think it was a news article comment. But now there are 53 with the 11 suburbs are on the track to hit the milestone by the end of the year if prices rises by the 10 to 15% margin forecast banks. And we're talking about banks. We're not talking about any other data source. We're talking about the official bank that's loaning people money. They expect 10 to 20%, right? This is an absolutely amazing market. And then looks like we are going into a $1 million era, even in the far west area. Last one of the week, it's a lot faster than I expected. I think 1 or 2 weeks ago we talked about Point Pepper. We talked about the most expensive property that was sold this year to date is probably not even a house. And now it's official. The most expensive property has been sold to date this year. It's not a house. It's actually a point pepper, and the price is a whopping close to $40 million. We're talking about bullshit that can be sold for $40 million. What amazing year, what amazing era for real estate in Sydney. And I love this photo with the rising sun. I think that's an indication about the rising market. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Peter. Thank you so much for watching our show. Please check us out at plusagency.com.au, and also making sure to subscribe to our channel. I'll see you next week on Sunday. Bye.